Hi, and welcome to episode 122 or 122 of C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and Cocktails. I'm Ren,
I'm River.
and today we are going to be continuing our Feng Shui discussion that we had last week. So this is part two to that.
Yes.
We kind of left off in the middle, so hopefully you guys weren't too uh oh no,
Yeah.
I need to know more, like on a cliffhanger basically. But it makes you want to come back. So welcome.
Welcome back.
But first, what are we drinking? And so
Yes.
this week we are drinking not a specialty cocktail that we were made or anything.
Yeah.
I brought back some creamy, rich wine from when my husband and I
Mm.
went to Gatlinburg. And so we finally went ahead and we're like, yep, we'll just go ahead and open those. And it's like a dessert. I know it's probably
It's
too sweet for
so
you.
sweet. Yeah, but it's so good. I mean,
It's
and as long as
delicious.
you're not like drinking it over a course of a day or something, that's
Uh-huh.
fine.
It's
It's
it's an almond chocolate wine. Now I
it's
know
so
that it
good.
just sounds so weird and it was funny because I think I already said this, but we did free wine tastings throughout our walk up and down that on that day.
Hmm.
And I told my husband, I said, we're not going to buy anything the first day because if I really am thinking about it and want to go back, then it's worth the money.
Right.
So we try these, you only get three for free. And so,
Hmm.
of course, me being a frugal bitch. I only did the three instead of paying five to try it all, which I guess $5
Right.
to try it all is not bad.
No.
But I had a sangria flavor, and oh my God, it was the best sangria flavor I have ever had. And there was a blueberry flavor, which was amazing.
I would have liked that
They
one.
were all Moscato based though. So it was like a
So very
blueberry
sweet.
Moscato, every right up my alley. And so
Hmm.
it was a sangria Moscato and it was like a blueberry. And I was like, I didn't even try the creamy one at first on the first day.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
was thinking about the sangria one. I was like, no, we're going back for the sangria. And I had to have my husband try it again just so we're on the same page. And the guy goes, we also have this like, chocolate creamy almond like one. And I was like, okay, let me try it. Immediately forgot about everything else. I was like, I want one of those bottles. I bought it right there on the spot. No talking about it. Like, is it worth the $26? It's like, etc.
I mean, and she liked it so much she got us a bottle. I mean, how sweet is that?
Exactly. Yep.
That is so sweet.
So it was so good. And that's what we're having today. As if we
Hmm.
needed a whole story as to what we're drinking, but you're
But
welcome.
absolutely.
So
Okay.
where we left
So
off was at the, I don't know, wealth corner and creating feng
yeah,
shui and all
I
of
was
that.
I was talking about how to bring feng shui into our witchy lives
Yes.
because we hear about it, but we're witches and this is a witchy podcast. So how do you bring feng shui into our homes on a witchy
Mm-hmm.
basis?
Mm-hmm.
So the bedroom and sex
Yes.
magic, of course, let's jump right into that.
Ooh,
That is
boom, bam.
definitely a me thing. Um, so, frequently we end up with the bedroom being a storage place or a place for work. Sometimes people put a desk in there just to have a desk or an
Mm-hmm.
exercise bicycle or whatever. So it loses its main function as a place of rest and peace
Mm-hmm.
for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a place of not just relaxation, but intimacy. And if you are into sex magic, then it is just not going to work if you're going to, if you look over to the side and there's your exercise bicycle with a sweater thrown over the top of it. That's just gonna
Uh-huh.
kill that feng shui mood.
Yeah.
So, there are many things and thoughts in this space. And when that happens, the chi becomes chaotic. It prevents us from ever waking up fresh and energized or connecting with our partner. And connecting with our partner is super important for sex magic, but it's also important for your relationship as well. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
we don't just have our little partners there to say, hey, let's go conjure some magic. We have, we live with them and love them, and they're a part of our everyday lives as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So you need that intimacy not just on a magic level, but on a relationship level as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when chi in the bedroom is positive and elements are in that perfect harmony that you can reach, it can become a place for nourishment and relaxation and that cherishing intimacy that you
Mm-hmm.
want.
Yeah.
So, it naturally will invite that balance and light energy into that special place. And there are a lot of things. We've had some episodes on sex magic on our After Dark,
Yes.
and we talk about other ways to do sex magic and to incorporate that with your partner. But I think having a feng shui bedroom would make that even more important to that sex magic practice, if
Yeah,
that's
I
one of
think
the
so
things you
too.
do.
Like
Mhm.
anything to enhance anything in the bedroom, whether that's, being intimate or having that relaxation, because I
Mhm.
love to sleep.
Me
And so
too.
that's like one of the things that is super important when it comes to your environment of what you're sleeping in. And
Mhm.
right now, I know you saw my house, or I guess my apartment, like maybe a couple months ago. And then within those
Yeah, I
couple of
don't
months,
remember. Yeah.
I've rearranged everything in our
Mhm.
bedroom. And you just came over like the other day, and I was like, oh, let me
Mhm.
show you what I did. And you were like, whoa, like, have you read the notes on feng shui yet? And I was like,
Oh,
no,
that's
I
right.
haven't. And you're like, this is feng shui. Whether I didn't do it
Okay.
consciously, I just did it.
I barely remember that because I was really drunk. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't driving. You weren't driving. Our
Nope.
men were taking care of us. So, but yeah, that's right. I do remember saying that. I remember going, "Oh my God, you must have read my notes."
Uh-huh. No, I didn't.
Because
I hadn't
it was
read anything yet.
very feng shui for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing, and I think this is probably something every single witch could use, is feng shui as to altars,
Mm-hmm.
because almost all of us have an altar. If we don't have an altar, we probably want an altar.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you incorporate feng shui into your altar? And the article I read says an altar inside the home facing the front door signifies, quote, seeing the Buddha upon opening the door, end quote.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. So such a placement opposite the front door, facing the front door, helps the deities that we worship or connect with or our ancestors to block unclean forces from entering our space. They are
Okay.
facing the front door. That offers us that level of protection. They serve as a barrier against evil spirits from coming in. And I was like, wow, that is the coolest thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had never really thought of that. Some of us can't have an altar out in the open like that in
Mm-hmm.
our homes, but that is something to think about. If possible, have your door facing a window. I mean, have your altar. What did I say?
Your door.
Have your altar. Okay. If possible, have your altar.
Doors, altars, same thing. Am I
Same
right?
things. Have your altar facing a door or window. So if you can't do it the front door, having it face any kind of door. And if you can't do that, then have it face a window. And this will increase the amount of chi flowing towards your altar. And just make sure that you don't place any of them facing a kitchen or a bathroom door. Apparently, that's a bad thing. That's a no-no.
Okay, so no facing a kitchen or a bathroom door. But
Hmm.
what if you have like a mini bathroom altar
I mean, you could.
or a kitchen altar?
Well, and remember, the kitchen, the stove is the uh,
Command.
commanding position
Hmm.
of wealth and prosperity. So you could have a prosperity one in your kitchen.
Okay.
And I mean, I think kitchen witches do too, but you work within the space that you are
Hmm.
and you apply the feng shui elements to the space that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
these are just considerations to do if you can. Like in your kitchen, you could have it next to your stove, which is prosperity, but it would then also be facing a window,
Hmm.
which it would also be feng shui.
Hmm. Okay.
So it says the altar should not be too close to the front door, as the constant opening and closing can disturb the tranquility of any deities that you connect with or your
Okay.
ancestors.
Okay.
Also, seeing an altar immediately upon entering can sometimes be startling, especially if you're returning home late or after drinking or whatever. You walk in and boom, there's the altar. Um, Essentially, the home altar must have its back against a wall because in Feng Shui, this represents, quote, having a mountain behind you, end quote, which enables the deities to bless you and your family's fortune. With a
Okay.
stable mountain behind you, your wealth can also become prosperous. I guess if there is no mountain behind you, things can pass you by.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to take it in and see, and I'm like literally looking around my house. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what do
Me
I,
too.
how is my house set up and how
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But the wall behind the altar, that wall that the altar leans up against, has to be considered as well. It can't just be any makeshift board. It
Okay.
needs to, your altar needs all the strength that it can get to
Mm-hmm.
do all of the magic that you're going to do there. And if it's against a window, then there is nothing there to hold your magic in. It just seeps away.
Hmm.
So, be
So
very
like
careful. And
a windowsill, would you say, is not very. So like in my kitchen, I have a high window. It's like a little
mhm,
rectangular thing. And it has like a deep windowsill where I have like a plant, a ceramic mushroom. I have a thing that I hold my twine in, like a little bowl that
mhm.
I hold my twine in for when I hang up my to dry out my flowers or whatever herbs I'm doing. And I have one more thing, like a little jar. I love jars. So that's there. And I consider that a part of like a kitchen altar type of vibe.
Yeah, I think that what the key, that's not going to be your main altar where you go and you connect with your ancestors and you
True.
pray and you
Hmm.
do all those things. But it is a magical space,
Okay.
and that's perfectly fine.
Okay. Okay.
And in fact, I don't think a house can have too many magical spaces. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that, different purposes and just walking into a room and seeing something up on a shelf, like in your new shelves that you put up, is magical, and that increases the magical vibes that you're feeling, which and again helps that chi flow around your home.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but if you're going to have a regular sturdy altar that you actually go and you sit at every morning, and that's where you drink your cup of tea and that's where you do your magical spells, that you want to have a very strong background to. It's that according to Feng Shui.
Okay. Okay.
Also, don't place it under a beam or under a staircase.
Oh.
Beams create an oppressive and heavy sort of energy, which I think is very true.
Hmm.
I love those cabins when you go up into the mountains and they've got those heavy beams,
Mm-hmm.
but I do notice the feeling of heaviness when I walk in there.
Hmm.
Which I love in a cabin, but over an energy, it's oppressive. I mean, over an altar, it's an oppressive energy.
Okay.
So, and then under the stairs, you're going to be walking all over your altar all day, going up and down over the stairs,
Hmm.
and that's not good either.
Okay. I had never like looked at it like that
Me
before.
either. This was all very, very new to me. To enhance fortune and luck, the wall behind the altar must be solid and even. If it also has to be a solid wall, not hollow, or else your pockets will become empty
Oh,
monetarily.
but a solid wall versus a hollow wall, what does
Yeah,
that mean?
what is a hollow wall?
Because a lot of walls are built hollow because
Well, I mean,
it's a
you've got
structure. It's like you have a skeleton structure and then you put
yeah, you got the
drywall,
studs and the drywall. I
uh-huh,
wouldn't consider that
hollow.
hollow, would you?
Define what you think the wall
Or
is. Is it the
or
drywall
maybe
or are you thinking it's the whole structure where you need something in like
mm,
the wood skeleton in between?
I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to actually go and pick out a nice piece of wood and
Mm.
have it, and crafters can make beautiful backdrops for their
Oh
altars.
yeah, definitely.
And I wonder if Etsy and, Home Depot, you can go and buy a piece of wood
Oh
and
yeah.
stain it yourself and design
Hmm.
it yourself and
Yeah.
paint it yourself.
Yeah, etch into it like the wooden
Etch
heat
into it.
heat
Yeah.
etchers. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
so now instead of journals, you need to go buy yourself a slab of wood and design it for your altar or altars specifically.
But you can do your designs for this in your journals. So
Yes,
there you go.
true. You can, okay, you need a, what am I going to call this? Feng Shui drafting altar sketchbook
Journal.
journal thing. And then you're going to finalize your design, and then you're going to be like, yep, that's what I want. Then you're going to head to your local handy store, buy yourself a couple slabs of wood, and do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, quiet would be a good thing. So a quiet space is ideal,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
anything that is tucked away from any commotion is fine. You know, the article said you might consider finding a corner or even a small closet. Every home altar needs a strong foundation. So traditionally, feng shui altars were made out of wood, but any solid foundation will do. It says a shelf, table, mantle, or desk are usually great choices.
Okay.
Some feng shui practitioners say that the altar should always be above your shoulder, which I
Oh,
thought was interesting because you can't sit at it or interact with it if it's above your shoulders. But if you're using your altar for meditation, then it makes more sense to have it close to the ground because that way, if you're sitting on
yeah,
the
you need
ground,
to sit
you
and,
know,
yeah.
hmm so I think really it's an individual
And
taste
I feel like a
for,
lot of this is individual
I think so too. I
taste,
mean,
but
feng shui, I think, is meant to give us a guide to think about when we're designing our space and making our energy flow.
mhm,
It's for those of us who can't see the energy, it's not like we can actually look down on our home and see where the energy is flowing.
mhm,
Feng Shui helps us to quote see it using their little map and that
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
An example would be like a Feng Shui altar for luck. Bamboo is considered very lucky in Feng Shui. So adding a little pot of bamboo to your altar can bring good luck. A laughing Buddha, you love your Buddhas.
I love
Um,
my Buddhas.
Buddha represents good luck, abundance, and happiness. So it would be a great little statue to add to your
Hmm.
altar for luck. Red is a very lucky color. So any red objects could help improve your luck.
Hmm.
Say you want to do a feng shui altar for career advancement. You would place your altar in or near your workspace in order to always have it there as a reminder of what you're trying to accomplish. Healthy plants create strong chi, which can then inspire success. Consider including a few plants or a Chinese money plant, which is supposed to bring
Oh,
financial gain,
yeah. Okay.
which I don't know what a Chinese money plant looks like.
It's is it like a normal money plant?
I don't know. I've never heard of a money plant.
Oh, they're
I
like
mean, my
a,
dad
it's
always used to
very
say,
similar to like a bonsai almost, where they have like
really?
the
Oh, I love
wooden base
bonsai.
type of like figure, and then
Hmm.
they have like these like really long, thin leaves. Now, I will say my bonsai died.
Oh,
Yeah, because my cat kept trying to eat it, and bonsais are toxic
oh,
to cats. And so I couldn't have her eating it. So I had to put it outside, but it got like below freezing here, and it's
yeah.
dead. It's dead now, which
That's
I'm
so
very
sad. They
sad.
are such beautiful,
They
beautiful
really are.
trees
And this bonsai was thriving for a long time, and there was nowhere I could put it where she could
that the
not get
cat
it.
wouldn't get
Hmm.
it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I gave one to my nephew and he is beyond thrilled. And I mean, and it takes years and years to cultivate. So he'll hopefully he'll have
Hmm.
this for years and years and
Yeah,
years.
I had mine for about 4 years. And
Wow.
like how I said about bamboo in the last episode, I don't think that they outgrow the container that they're in. So I
Okay.
think mine was pretty grown and fit perfectly to the container that it was in, and I'm
I would
sad.
love to have bamboo, but you have to keep them inside. You can't have them out on the deck or
No,
whatever.
I mean you can
They
have them,
freeze, I guess.
yeah, if you get below freezing, they don't survive in cold
Okay.
temperatures. They need like warmish temperatures and like a
Mm.
very specific
I
light.
wonder because I always wanted to grow orchids too, and those are very finicky. I wonder if orchids and the um ba- uh, What trees
Bamboo?
are we talking about?
Bonsai?
Bonsai. I knew it started with the B. I'm like, bamboo's not right.
No.
Um, it's been this way this whole week, y'all. So it's been a long week. Um, but yeah, I wonder if those would thrive together. Then I could have like a orchid, not bamboo, bonsai, bonsai. Wow. Plant place. Okay, moving on. We're
Anyways.
going to move on now. We are definitely moving on now.
Okay.
Uh, Dragon imagery is also great for anyone looking to level up in their career because it is a symbol of power
Hmm.
and success. And
Okay.
y'all, this year coming up this February, I don't remember which day, I have to look it up. It's the Chinese New Year is going to be the year of the dragon. I think we've said
Okay.
that before, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
very excited.
Mm-hmm.
But that would also look good on your and do good for your feng shui altar for career advancement.
Okay.
A feng shui altar for love, because lots of people want love.
Mm-hmm.
Pink represents love in feng shui, so any pink objects will help boost the love factor. Now, what I've always heard is pink is more about self-love. Is that what you've heard?
No.
I thought red was like passion and romantic love, and pink was self-love.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know if
know.
that's right or not.
I don't know.
But a little bit of red can also be beneficial since it represents romance and passion. Just don't overdo it because too much red can mean anger.
Oh, okay.
And include pairs whenever possible. By having two crystals or two similar candles instead of one, you're reinforcing the idea of being in a couple,
Oh, okay.
which is
That makes
interesting
sense.
because normally I think in design, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong,
Mm-hmm.
odd numbers are actually more eye pleasing than even numbers. Is that correct?
It depends on what it is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
specifically. Because if it's one armchair versus two armchairs in a
Oh, well,
space,
that's true.
the
That's
space
true.
is big enough, then two armchairs look better.
But
Um,
I'm like two candles
but
together
two
don't
candles,
look as good as
they
three
would have to
candles
be
together.
different sizes. Two
Hmm.
candles can look really good together if they oscillate in
Oh, I
sizes
guess
and
so. Different size.
But
Okay.
then in that case, if you have a tall candle, a medium-sized candle, and a third short candle, then that looks great too.
Okay.
It's just
And
whatever
then
look you're trying to achieve.
you can also have the candles be scented, also
Oh
like
yeah.
sensual scents like amber and vanilla. Or you can even use incense on your love altar with those
hmm
scents,
hmm
whatever scents smell or that you correspond with love on your
Yeah.
altar.
Yeah.
And then a little bit more on the witch rooms. I talked some last week on witch rooms, but add symbolic touches. Symbology is huge in witchcraft
Oh yeah.
and feng shui also as well. But for witches and Wiccans, these could be items that mark the four quarters, the seasons, directions, energies. These are items that also one sees regularly and then reminds us of the constant flow of magic in and around our lives,
hmm
which is just like the chi that is moving in and around our lives. The elemental correspondences, like we talked about last week, are different for feng shui than they are for witches, but they still have potential. So the fire element is located in the northwest and south of your home, and that brings nurturing energy, passion, active effort for a success. Use reds, oranges, and yellows to stress those vibrations. And if you're doing this in a room, I mean, it's so hard because, well, it's hard and easy because you can go from small to big, just like I said last week.
hmm
You can go from it being a room to a house to a whatever.
A city.
You can also do it like within the room. Your altar is its own little space. So when you're talking about the northwest and south of your home, it's the northwest and south of your altar. So look at
Mm-hmm.
your little altar and which part is the northwest and which part is the south. Um, and put these elements and these correspondences into that little tiny space. Like,
Okay.
my bedside table is my main altar. And so I look at that and then find the directions, and then I'll know where to put my fire element on there.
hmm
The earth element supporting stability, it's in the northeast and southwest. and you'll want to use beige, brown, and maybe some black. Don't use too much black because that can make it too heavy. The metal element is in the west and northwest of a space, and it corresponds to precision, focus, and skill. Use gray, white, or metallics.
That makes sense. Like grays with
Hmm.
metal, but what about like golden metals?
I think that's metallic, isn't it?
Okay. But like
I mean,
gold is a sense like
it doesn't
associated with like
say
yellows and
that's true and warmth, and
hmm
that's a totally different thing.
yeah, and you have like the brass, which is like
But
browns and
those are metals, though, so I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
The water element is
Hmm.
north. This element refreshes and calms. Use various shades of blue or blue-green.
Okay.
The wood element is located in the southeast for growth and vitality. Use brown and green in this region.
Hmm.
And then think about sounds. Give your space sounds of nature. A small indoor water fountain, which I love those. They are beautiful and I love the sound of them.
Hmm.
Or you can perhaps create a list of music with waves or breezes. There's so many apps out there nowadays that have
Hmm.
the sounds, or um, there's YouTube channels that have sounds. I sleep to a blizzard sound lately. That's been my new thing.
We should do like an episode on sound magic.
Oh, we should,
That would be
because there's the
very
whole
interesting.
the singing bowls and all of that.
Yeah.
I am so fascinated by that. Write that down because I would love to do that.
Yeah,
I
let's do
want to
it.
learn sound bowl therapy, whatever out there.
Sound bowl therapy.
But you can play this playlist of music whenever you're at your altar or wherever you are that can help bring that soothing effect to your spirit. And, so eh, take all of the feng shui elements, and not just elements, but all of the basics and information that we've given you, and you can apply it to that small space that is your altar, whether it's in your closet or whether it's a whole wall of your room or whether you have a whole room, whether
Hmm.
it's your whole apartment, and apply feng shui on that level, which I love. I'm now going to have to go look at my bedside table and see exactly how to feng shui my altar. And then gardens. I'm so excited because it's February and I'm hoping that spring will be coming soon. I mean, I love the winter and I love the snow and I love the cold, but I also love my garden. So I can't
Mhm.
wait to start planning my garden. It's about time to start planning it.
Yes.
But thinking of feng shui as going to your garden, if there is a path in your garden, make sure it's curved. A
Oh,
straight path is supposed to encourage energy to flow too fast,
okay.
whereas a curved path has a slower, more gentle flow of energy.
But what if you like don't have a path?
I don't know. I mean, it just says if you have a path, make
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
A garden should also have specific areas to gather with family and friends. I mean, they're talking about people like I'm picturing this English garden, mansion with the garden and the maze and all that out there. We don't have that. But
Yeah.
it says a garden should have a specific area where you can gather with friends. Now, I do have my deck, which looks out over my garden. So I guess that's
That
considered.
that works.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think so. And
Maybe.
I have friends and family and all that over. And
Mm-hmm.
we actually use it even in the winter because for Christmas, I got one of those heating,
Tall heating things.
tall heating things so that we can actually. And then we've got last Christmas, I got a fire pit thing, fireplace. It's a gas fireplace thing
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
goes out on the deck. It's a square shape. So we can spend more and more time outside.
Mm-hmm.
And um, Ren and her husband graciously helped me put together both of those things both years. So thank you
Yeah.
very, very much.
Yeah, we did.
Um, Mix different size, and shape plants and flowers so that you have a riot of color and the shape is pleasing to the eye. And
Okay.
that I rely on Ren for because she's got that eye for design much, much better than I do.
Yeah.
Um, so this year,
Unless if it comes to my stuff, then I don't know what to do with my stuff. But if you're asking me advice, I'm like, oh yeah, do
yeah,
this, and
this, and
this.
this. Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm gonna have her help me do my witchy garden this year, and I want a pinnacle shape garden area, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
quite know how to do that in my backyard. So I'm gonna have to have her
I
come
think
over and
we'll
help
figure it
me.
out. I'm thinking we are gonna get large stones
Okay,
and
I'm
do something
excited.
like that. I think that would be
See, and,
nice.
and that's coming up soon. I actually need to
Hmm.
start planting my seeds because I got a lot of seeds for Christmas. Actually, you got me some seeds for Christmas
I did.
that
Hmm.
are black. It's for my witchy garden. I got
Hmm.
black roses and chocolate cherry.
Hmm.
What are those little
Like,
tiny cherry
yeah,
tomatoes?
black cherry tomatoes.
Um, all kinds
I
of
think we
witchy
got you,
things.
I can't remember what else. We got you three to get you
So,
started.
so fun. I'm so excited. So
Hmm.
I've got to start planting those and get them under the grow more lights so that they can
Oh
start
yeah.
growing and be ready to transplant when it's time.
Hmm.
I'm very, very excited. Your garden is the perfect place, of course, for a water feature.
Oh
And if
yeah.
you have a fish pond, then that's even better. Bring some yang energy by using outdoor
Ooh,
lights.
y'all should have a fish pond.
I would probably kill the fish, unfortunately.
Well, a fish pond with no fish. Y'all should have just like a water
A
feature in the back.
fountain, a
Yeah. Well,
fountain.
not a fountain. You should make it yourself and have it be like a
Oh,
pond. It would be so cool in y'all's backyard.
well, you can come over and help us do that.
Sure, I would love to do that.
Oh,
Be able
that's
to
going to be
put
so fun.
another thing on my resume. I can build outdoor things. I can build a pond.
I can
I'll
build
be an
fish ponds
outdoor like
without
architect or
fishes.
something. Yeah,
That would be fun, actually, to be an outdoor
that would be
architect. How
so
fun would that
cool.
be?
Yeah.
If you have limited space, such as an apartment veranda like Ren, you can still apply the same principles by using statues and potted plants.
Hmm.
There are many items stocked by garden centers to help you create a beautiful and welcoming space for yourself, which Ren did
Hmm.
last year. I mean, for the past couple, ever since I've known you,
Last year
actually,
was kind of blah.
you've had gorgeous patio gardening.
Yeah, it was blah last year because we were barely here during the summer because we were
Oh
spending a lot
yeah,
of time with
that was when you went to Europe, didn't
family,
you?
and no, we went to Europe 2 years
Oh, 2 years
ago.
ago.
A
It's all
year,
running
not last
together.
year, previous year. But our plants were also blah during our Europe year as well.
Hmm.
So for the past 2 years, it's been pretty bland just because it just stuff hasn't worked out.
Hmm.
Um, I
Well,
think we
it's
bought our
hard on
plants
a
too early last year, so they didn't quite work as well.
it's hard on a in an apartment on an apartment deck.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I would love to have more plants this year. Now I don't know if that'll be mm, uh what we can do, but I would love to have more plants this year
I thought
than
you were going to Europe again this year.
mm, that's in
Don't know.
debate. That's in debate,
Mm.
yeah. Mm, maybe no plants this year again.
Oh, but it's so fun to grow vegetables. I mean,
It is, it
you
is.
know, that's why I was so excited that you got me the chocolate cherries because that's not just black. I mean, they're brown. They come out, they're this brown
Yeah.
color,
Hmm.
which is also witchy, but they're a vegetable, which I love
Yeah.
vegetables from the
Yeah.
garden. Um, Size doesn't matter as long as all the items are pleasing to the eye. And again, make sure there's a comfortable place to sit, which you do, you have on your deck.
Hmm.
Um, Possibly place some fragrant herbs, which are very easy to grow, like lavender and jasmine,
See, I
which
would love to grow
aren't you,
some
yeah, aren't you doing an
herbs.
herb thing this year?
I want to, but if we're leaving, then and they're gonna all
Oh
die, then
yeah,
there's no
that's
point.
true.
Because we don't really have anybody because you don't need to drive all the way
I was
over
gonna
here
say
just
we
to
could
take
come
care
over
of
there,
them.
but
Um,
yeah, I
but
don't know if we could only come once a week. I don't know if that's enough to keep them alive or
yeah,
not.
because we've tried the where you put water in like this thing and you stick it
Yeah,
into it and it's
yeah.
supposed to water it as it gets dry. So whenever it gets dry, it lets water out and all that. But I don't know. I don't think it worked that well. And I mean, I would love to do more herbs. I would love to have everything that I can because I have cute little shelves out there that I
Mm-hmm.
put my cute little pots and stuff on. But
We'll see if we can help you with it as summer comes because you don't know what your plans
I
are
mean,
yet.
yeah, I
So
mean, the worst comes to worst, we could just pack up all of our plants and bring them to you.
that's true. They would have fun in the garden with all my
Yeah,
plants.
all the little busy plant chatter, chitter
They could have
chatter.
a plant play date.
Okay, done. Sold. Plant play date. Here we come.
Okay, let's get into some feng shui no-nos. So
Okay.
never hang a mirror across from the front door. The reason is that any good energy that tries to come across your threshold will immediately get bounced back outside.
But will it also reflect negative energy too?
I think so,
So, I mean, I
but
feel like, but you need the good energy. But if you don't have
yeah,
any, if
so
you don't have either good or bad, are you just like a neutral space?
well, that's when you have your altar replaced from across the front door, and it keeps out the bad energy,
Okay.
but the good energy can still come in.
Okay.
Never put a bedroom over a garage, which that's very interesting because here in the States, well, at least here in the Southeast, there are often, I'm thinking of my sister's house and their bonus bedroom is over the garage. I think there's a
There
lot
are
of bonus
there are
rooms
a lot
over
of bedrooms
garages.
over garages, especially here. And
Actually, our
I
house,
think
our
maybe,
bedrooms are over the garage. I have two bedrooms over the garage.
yeah, I think that part of it is maybe when feng shui was starting to become well known or
Hmm.
become a thing. I know it's feng shui has been a thing for a while, but as we've started to modernize feng shui and come into the modern
Hmm.
eras, um, a lot of the problems with bedrooms over garages were ventilation. Because if you start your
Yes.
car while it's in the garage, it could cause carbon monoxide poisoning or whatever it
Oh,
is, whatever that gas is. And
I
so I
just
feel like
know
that's probably a reason.
it was cold. Like when I would go to my sister's house to stay over there because our kids have play dates and stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we stay in that bonus room and it's colder. If it's cold in the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if it's winter time or whatever, it's really cold because there isn't enough insulation, I guess, from the garage up to that bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think about carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, you can get like if like the car fumes and all of that. There's problems with that. And so there's certain things that have to be done to avoid that. So I'm thinking maybe that's where feng shui comes, like that rule of no feng shui.
Well, it says that garages have a heavy chaotic energy,
Hmm.
and that the last thing you want to feel when you're laying down to go to bed and go to sleep is this chaotic energy.
I
It
guess I could
says
see that.
in feng shui, a garage is beneficial because it represents bringing resources into the home, but it's not ideal to have a bedroom over it.
Hmm.
And it's so funny because feng shui itself is an old, ancient thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there was such a thing as garages when
No.
feng shui came out. So this is a modern adaptation
Yeah.
to it for
Yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
Treat your stove like your most prized possession.
Damn, I don't.
Stoves are money makers in feng shui. They bring good fortune and attract abundance.
Okay,
So
then
y'all,
I need to get in there and deep clean it. I
yep.
need to.
I just actually cleaned mine last week. When my husband goes out of town, he's out of town. So when he goes out of town, I do deep cleaning. And so
Hmm.
I cleaned the microwave, which that's not deep cleaning, but I cleaned the microwave and I cleaned the oven in the kitchen.
Yeah, I guess I need to
Oh,
get
I
in there.
wonder, do you think a microwave oven is considered an oven?
Hmm. Maybe.
I wonder.
Maybe it has
Hmm.
like many qualities of feng shui.
Yeah, interesting.
Hmm.
Ban electronics in the bedroom, which we've all heard that from all kinds of different sources.
Yeah.
Electronics prime the brain to buzz. It
Hmm.
is active chi, and the bedroom should be the qualm, the calm, quiet, restful chi. I am just mixing all of my words together today.
That's all right.
Never place beds in direct alignment with doors.
Okay.
It says, place your bed so that you can see the door while lying down without being directly in line with it. This is the optimal placement. That's
Hmm.
that whatever I talked about last week about the command position.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. This brings ease and restfulness because it allows you to see what is coming at you.
Okay.
Declutter your entryway. Clutter is super destructive to a home and its occupants, especially when it overwhelms you the moment you walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
The front door represents opportunities and is called the mouth of chi. That's
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
Where most of the energy enters the home. So when the energy comes in, you don't want it to pick up all that taint and chaos and
Yeah.
all of that, because then all the energy in your home is going to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
So removing clutter can be a way to get that energy moving, especially if you feel stuck. If any of you are feeling like, I can't get forward, I just can't break this slump that I'm in, try decluttering your front door
Okay.
area. That might
Mm-hmm.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your kitchen table spotless. My cat pees on my kitchen table.
Oh.
I know. He is a mess. That's a whole different episode there.
Deep dive in rivers animals.
I know. I love my animals, but oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
But the kitchen table represents the hub of family and love, and we want people to crowd around it and feel welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So keep it sparkly clean, which I do. I have to because the cat pees on it. And clean up a separate workspace for kids to do homework and craft projects. So like your kitchen table is your desk, you said,
Yes.
and you're supposed to not have it be your desk. It's supposed to be a place where people can gather around and feel welcome when they come to
Well,
your home.
if it weren't a desk, then I wouldn't have a kitchen table.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
either you take it or leave it, desk or
that's right.
table. You get what you get.
Mhm. The
Take it or
kitchen
leave it.
is a central place for family. Keeping it available for gathering is important. I mean, yours isn't even in your kitchen. Your kitchen's a separate. There is no room in your
Yeah, there
kitchen
there we
for
don't
a
have
table.
space to do anything.
No. And our kitchen table is in our kitchen.
Hmm.
Um, but it tends to be the area in our kitchen that gathers all the stuff. You bring stuff in, you put it on the kitchen table, and then it sits on the kitchen table, and then the cat pees on it.
Okay. I don't think that's a universal issue.
Doesn't everybody have these problems? I don't know what you're talking about. Um, let's see. Try balancing the energies of the kitchen with a vibrant green plant, which I don't have green plants. I had orchids
Hmm.
in the kitchen, but we opened up the windows because I like it really cold and it killed the orchids. So I need to find a different place to put green plants in the kitchen. Do
Yeah,
you have greens in your kitchen? Do you have green
I
plants
do.
in your kitchen?
I have
Do
dead
you? And they
plants in my
don't die?
kitchen.
You have dead plants?
Yeah, because I hang my flowers and dehydrate my
Oh yeah,
stuff in
you
my
have
kitchen
dead plants on purpose in
on
your kitchen.
purpose.
I have dead plants not on purpose in my kitchen. Sorry, Greg. I know he just cringes every time
Yeah,
I
I know
say
you
something
have
like
dead
that.
plants on accident, and then I don't know what's worse, on purpose or on accident.
Well, what on purpose is witchy, on accident is just,
You don't have a green thumb.
planticide,
Plant aside, plant abuse right here.
plant abuse. It says you can also add a bowl of oranges, which represent abundance as well in your kitchen and looks really pretty. It brings that vibrant orange, happy color into your
Hmm.
home.
Hmm.
And I think I said this last week. Close bathroom doors when they're not in use. Bathroom energy is icky, it says.
Hmm. Hmm.
You don't want
Yeah,
that
which
floating around your home.
that's so interesting to me because I like my bathroom. I have
Hmm.
painted my bathroom and made it really nice, like a nice space.
Yeah, I like all of our bathrooms in this house.
Hmm.
They've all, like, we had the bathroom redone on the main floor. And I love the sink. I had to go in there this morning because we're babysitting a friend's cat while she's in California.
Hmm.
And this cat, he will not drink water if it's a day old. So you have to change it every day.
Poor cat.
So I was changing his water and I went into that bathroom and I got this warm, fuzzy feeling. I'm like, this sink is so beautiful. It was a new not pedestal sink, but a new
Mm-hmm.
sink,
Yeah.
and it's just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me happy to go into that bathroom. So it's not ick to me.
Yeah.
Oh, did I tell you guys we had a snake in our bathroom one time?
No.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened either.
Ugh.
So a friend came over and goes to go to the bathroom and comes out with this funny look on her face. And my husband's like, what's wrong? And she's like, there's a snake in your bathroom. And we're like, oh, ha,
Ha
ha, ha, that's so
ha
funny.
ha.
No, there was a snake in our bathroom. It had wrapped itself in the bathtub around the, like, those things that you hold on to keep yourself from falling. We have one of
Mm-hmm.
those where the soap goes. And it was just hanging out there. It was a black snake.
Oh gosh.
We
You're
still
lucky
have to
it wasn't
this day.
hungry for one of your chihuahuas.
Oh, I know.
Oh
I
my
know. I
gosh.
don't know how it got in. We still can't figure that out. I mean, we used to have a dog door
Uh-huh.
before we got another cat who would then go out the dog door, and he's an indoor cat. So we had to, so maybe it came in through the dog door.
Ugh.
Isn't that frightening?
Yeah. Well, apparently
Uh,
it liked the bathroom too. It was like, yeah, this is nice and cozy. I
Yeah,
could I could
nice,
just
cozy bathroom. See, it didn't think the energy was icky,
Yeah.
but it says a basic quick fix to contain the depleting energy of a bathroom is to just close the door. Bathrooms have a
Hmm.
lot of water that drains away from the home, but they can also be beautiful places to reset and recharge. Like,
Yeah.
we take baths. That's where we do our ritual baths, is in a
Yeah.
bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So spend a little time to give your bathroom some TLC, and that might help prevent the icky energy that you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
And you can add plants, of course. I love plants, but
Yeah.
my plants tend to have to be plastic when if they're not
Yeah.
in the garden where
Mm-hmm.
I've got them set up to be watered automatically, I tend to kill them.
Yeah, I have a lot of fake plants just so that I don't have to upkeep them, but they'll keep that green vibe in my house.
That vibe, yeah, and that
Hmm.
beautiful, vibrant look of the flowers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I killed the plants. Well, I mean, I didn't kill them. The cold killed them, but I had bought for the fall. I had bought some plants for beside the front door, and they were beautiful. And now they're dead, and they're still out there. And my husband's like, if that isn't proof that a witch lives here, I don't know what is. He said that the other day and walked inside, and I'm like, what are you saying?
Some of us can be very green savvy, okay?
There are green witches, okay?
That's just not you.
I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
If I need green witchery, I will call Greg, and he'll take care of my
Yep.
green
Yep.
witchery needs. Okay. Well, that's all I have on that, but I thought that was too important to just not do another episode
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Don't
We
you?
didn't want to like cut it in half in any way. So sorry you had to wait a week for this part two,
Hmm.
but I hope it was worth it.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
You want to do the outro?
Yes. So if you want to find anything else out about us, go to www.c3witchypodcast.com. There you will find links to all of our social medias. Our main one right now is YouTube. We really need help on YouTube. We need you
We
to go
do. We're
subscribe. We
struggling.
need you to go comment, like our videos, watch our videos. I mean, it's if there's any way that you're going to listen to our episodes, maybe for a couple weeks, listen to us on YouTube, or if you have
Hmm.
time, just throw us on the back in the background, you know?
Yeah, if you're going to
Um,
cook dinner, just throw it on and go
yep,
in and cook dinner,
yep.
and that will help us tremendously.
Hmm. So, that's on our social medias. And then if you want to find anything out about subscribing, I did much better last week about our subscriptions. You can also find information about our Buzzsprout and our Patreon. All the information is there and what you would get with each one. You can also find our merch. We have our merch out, our new spring merch out now. Yay! Um,
Yay!
it's at www.c3witchypodcastmerch.com, or you can click on a link that says shop merch with like multiple exclamation points on our normal website, and it'll take you right there.
Hmm.
We each designed a After Dark design. We each did
Hmm.
a normal witchy design, and then we each got to split up a Sabbat within from here to now. We get to celebrate Imbolc and Ostara. And
Hmm.
so I designed the Ostara, River designed the Imbolc design,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I love all the designs.
Me too.
I didn't do this in our past, what, two launches of merch or maybe three. I haven't ordered myself mini pieces. You know, I have like generic witchy designs and we order samples all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
a finalized piece, I've never had like a finalized piece, only samples, and I finally ordered myself one. Yay!
Yay. Yeah, I
So
like our
I'm super
stuff.
excited. I bought
Mm-hmm.
myself, of course, it was one of my designs. I'm so sorry, but it was I just could not help myself. It was just my normal standard C3 merch. I
I
can't
loved
remember
all
the
your
name.
designs. I always love all your designs.
It's the one with like the butterflies in it, with like the altar, with the cat
Mm-hmm.
and
With the cat on it.
I can't remember what I named that one.
I don't
It was one of my
remember.
clever ones, like the
I
C3
liked your After Dark one this time.
change something. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But I bought that one for myself, and I do love my After Dark one. I always love my
Mm-hmm.
After Dark ones. I think my
Mm-hmm.
favorite After Dark one that I did was the one last one, the
Mm-hmm.
last
I
drop.
like all my stuff too. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. And
Me too.
what else?
I mean, so you all look good and it helps us out too.
And
So
it does, yes.
go buy some
I
merch.
think in all the descriptions of the ones that I've put up, it's like rock this spring in style with a C3 merch.
Look at you go, you little word genius,
Woo,
you.
woo. So I think that's it.
I think so. We'll be back.
Yes, we'll be back.
And until then, stay witchy.
Woo.